Okay, I guess I'll just start talking here. You heard there are a lot of videos I've seen on chemtrails and geoengineering, but I've never heard anybody mention what I did in a video here that I did 5 years ago called Weather Weapons and Homeland Securities, Part 1 and Part 2. And what the deal is what nobody else is talking about is who actually owns this chemtrailing stuff, and it's Homeland Security. That's right, you heard it, Homeland Security. Let's go. This is and let's read you out of. Other than building massive structures to accommodate an ever-increasing army of bureaucrats, one might ask, just what is Homeland Security up to now? They seem to be becoming the jack of all trades with monopolies on immigration, FEMA, and when they aren't too busy spying on all of us, they now control our weather, along with other pastimes like buying up bullets by the millions. Simply outstanding work. They ought to be on the cover of Time Magazine's Corporate Conglomerate Business of the Year, huh? According to Harold Sieve in a Veterans Today article entitled Nemo Blizzard, a product of Homeland Security geoengineering program called HAMP, H-A-M-P. While there are many questionable weather control strategies, the most disturbing is the deployment of black carbon aerosols to intensify hurricanes. So the word is out that they are using geoengineering to produce a weapon and not as a mitigation. Okay, and I'm just gonna give you an overview that chemtrails are really going on. I'm gonna play this video here. It's by Ted Gunderson. He was a former FBI chief, for 27 years, the head of some district out in California. Let's play this. Whoops. Why is this not there?
My friend.
Oh wait, that's the I'm sorry. It's this one. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Ted Gunderson, former chief FBI agent in charge, LA, Dallas, and Memphis. Okay?
What's up behind you? I see what you call death dumps. Poison being dropped on the American people. Condensation normally comes from airplanes and it dissipates because it's moisture. This does not dissipate. This is killing us. This, ladies and gentlemen, is poison. Poison being dropped on us. Nobody doing anything about it. Congress does not do anything about it. But this is being dropped on them and their children and their grandchildren. So what is going on behind the scenes? It's causing Alzheimer's, it's causing fibromyalgia, it's causing cancer, and we're all victims to this. We're all victims of it. Nobody doing anything about it. Has to be the government. Think General Motors, Ford Motor Company, GE. You think any of them are doing this? This is government-operated sanctioned.
It's CIA operated, so the CIA would have to have contract killers. Maybe it's from Air America, but no, Air America is defunct. There's another.
Well, Air America was the old CIA run in Southeast Asia. These are unmarked, huge bomber-type airplanes with no markings on them. I've seen them, 4 of them on the runway in Lincoln, Nebraska, being operated by the Air National Guard of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Could this be Evergreen?
Could be, I don't know, but they don't have any markings on them. I know that.
My God Almighty! Look at this. This is outrageous. Can you imagine how many millions of dollars this is costing?
Millions and millions of dollars, obviously, for the cost of this.
And who's paying for it?
Has to be the government.
No, it has to be the people. You're
Well,
wrong.
the people, but the government's using their money to pay for the fuel and the poison that they're dropping on us to kill us.
That was Ted Gunderson. And let me show you, while we're at it, let me show you some pictures. I've been taking pictures. Ever since the stupid COVID lockdown, which was nothing more than to shut down businesses and, try to control us, all I started seeing were power trucks hooking up 5G and then this crap in the air. Let me show you these photographs here. This is just a few. I mean, let's go through here. Oh, where do I start? Oh, here we go. Let's start with this one I took. Look at that. Look at that crap. That's not a cloud. Next. There we go. And what I noticed, I've watched it, this will start spreading out. And then it looks more and more like some cloud. It'll start going like that. See? As time goes on. Whoops. And let's go down to the next set. I mean, I've got a lot more than this, but I just don't have the time. And, a lot of things, times they enjoy doing these little tic-tac-toes in the sky. What plane has time to do that? Come on. See, now this is where it started out, the little X, and then it starts spreading, and it looks like a cloud, but it's not. It's not a normal cloud. It's not normal. Look at that crap. Look at that. Okay. There's your X.
The sicko goes right
Look at
there.
that.
Sicko.
Look at that.
Look at him. There's X in the sky. There he goes.
And that's not 2020, by the way. That's my camera stuck on
That one's not
stupid.
moving so much in the chemtrails.
It doesn't want to leave 2020. I keep resetting it, but all right. And let's see, we have a few more. I mean, look at this. This is how it starts spreading out. And there we go with our X. It's not a cloud. Look at how ugly it is. And I guess all this, and to me, this looks like, almost like, probably metals, so that they can maybe zap it with electromagnetic waves to act like a magnet or something. With their harp stuff that like you're talking about. And, oh, that was a, oh, that must have been a video. I was going to play on it. Let's see, where was I? Maybe here. No, that's not it. And let's see, what else? Well, these are normal clouds. These are normal clouds. Did we forget what these look like? No, we got the chemtrails going. No, they can't. Oh, God, we can't stand the sunny day. Okay. And what else? Miserable little craps do. Okay. That's just a few hundreds. But that was former FBI chief, and how appropriate. Well, let's read a few more things here for you about the Department of Bumland Security, also known as Buttland. But Spinrad went on to say, any collaboration with DHS must occur within NOAA's mission, which NOAA felt HAMP did not do. NOAA houses a National Hurricane Center, the primary organization responsible for tracking and predicting hurricanes. Budget cuts are expected to slash NOAA's satellite program and weather forecasting systems by $182 million. It certainly looks like there's a price to be paid by anyone who says no to DHS. Oh well. The real reason, Aaron and Melissa Melton, in a video called The Real Reason Weather is Manipulated, describe how Kurt Vonnegut's book, Cat's Cradle, was taken from real-life accounts by his brother, who worked at General Electric with Irving Langmuir. They both worked on Project Cirrus, where they sprayed silver iodide into a hurricane. Kurt had worked at GE too, but quit after writing a critical article about the company. He describes Langmuir, portrayed as Hoenikker in the book, as being an eccentric man. And we can go over here. To that. Hang on. Benchmarks. October 13th, 1947. A disaster with Project Cirrus. 2 days after clipping Q in Florida, a hurricane was drifting out into the Atlantic. Going out, dissipating in the Atlantic. No, they couldn't let that happen. All predictions had it remaining at sea without further landfall, making it the perfect test subject for the newly minted Project Cirrus, a U.S. government-backed project bent on discovering a way to disable deadly hurricanes. The researchers planned to seed the hurricane's cloud with dry ice, hoping the ice would interact with the clouds and disrupt the cyclone's internal structure, thus weakening it. So on October 13, 1947, a plane flew over the storm and dumped 80 kilograms of dry ice into the storm's swirling clouds. What happened next was a worst-case scenario. Instead of dissipating the storm furiously swung nearly 130 degrees to the west and smashed into Georgia, where it caused $2 million worth of damage and one life. Threats of lawsuits soon followed, with Georgia residents blaming the government for the devastation. Project Cirrus was all but shut down before it truly began, and any research into weather manipulation was repudiated for decades. They put a moratorium on weather modification. And I don't know how it got started back up. Well, I don't know what that is. April 2023, Analysis of Weather Modification Governance in the United States outlines a brief legal history of weather modification with focus on Texas and California. Approach to regulation. The procedural rights of the public should apply to weather modification law, like any other environmental and natural resources legal regime. The right to access effective remedies is also left virtually unprotected, and there is no guarantee that activities are conducted in the public interest. Conspicuously absent from the report is the fact that weather modification and similar atmospheric hazards, such as solar geoengineering, involve the intentional polluting of the air with harmful agents. These activities would more accurately characterize an environmental crimes because deployment forces involuntary public exposure without consent. For comparison, the penalty for dumping hazardous waste in the ocean is imprisonment of not more than 10 years and or fines set forth in 18 USC .3571 by the EPA. And now here you go. This everybody wants to vote for this Trump guy. He's always got his name on all these bills. You know, red flag laws, you know, taking guns away. Then we got this, here he is again. H.R. 6093 is a reauthorization of the Weather Research and Forecasting Innovation Act of 2017, H.R. 353, which was enacted by the Trump administration to improve coordination of the U.S. weather enterprise. H.R. 6093, the Weather Research, is rooted upon H.R. 2130, Act of 1992, authorizing appropriations to the Secretary of Commerce for the national blah blah. And 6093 was passed in the House. Okay. Whoops. And so it goes. I'm not sure what. Let's see. That one. Okay, so let's get back to our, let's see, sulfur dioxide. Which one? Okay. Homeland. Okay, that's. This one. Oops. Let's see what. Get X'd out of there. Okay, here we go. U.S. geoengineering research gets a lift with $4 million from Congress. Okay, here we go. And here we go. One is to inject sulfur dioxide or a similar aerosol into this. That's just one thing they use. This right here, sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere to help shade the earth from intense sunlight. Okay. Then I looked up the health effects of sulfur dioxide. I just looked that up. Effects of sulfur dioxide inhalation on human health. Sulfur dioxide is one of the most important gaseous air pollutants in the chemical index. It causes acid rain, by the way. Is one of the 6 criteria pollutants in the air quality index. Can be emitted by natural. This pollutant and its adverse effects remain a major concern, especially in developing countries. On human health. And let's see what it says. The results of the study show that sulfur dioxide has adverse health effects on the human respiratory, cardiovascular, and nervous systems and causes type 2 diabetes and non-accidental deaths. Although some... Okay? Right there. And we went over that. And now let's get back to the rest of this information. No, not that one. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry. Here it is. Yeah, which I'll get to in a minute. Okay. They concluded that carbon black can increase hurricane intensity. And I read that already. Okay. Project Cirrus involved personnel from GE. The experiment caused it to change both its direction and speed. Okay, I told you that. The public was furious, and as a result, the Department of Defense put a 13-year, that's what I was trying to come up with, 13-year-long moratorium. So, 1955, 65, so 68, until 68, I guess, they start. While the moratorium was still in effect, Langmuir continued doing research. He didn't care. His goal was to make it possible to use weather as a weapon I'll say it again. His goal was to make it possible to use weather as a weapon. Under Operation Popeye in Vietnam, he was responsible for technology that involved 2,600 cloud seeding sorties and expended 47,000 silver iodide flares over a 5-year period, an annual cost of $3.6 million. When Congress finally found out about the secret program in 1973, the U.S. Senate formed a resolution prohibiting the use of environmental or physical anomalies as weapons of war. But look where we are today with Homeland Security. I am going to have to, I'm at 26 minutes. I'm going to stop here and then I'm going to continue on with part 2 of this video. I've got a lot more good information you don't want to miss out on.